Hello, everyone. Roger Kern here, rogersactingtips.com. Welcome. Good to see you. I'm continuing my discussion and running dialogue with the aspiring actors that I am coming into contact with on a continual basis, as well as some actors who have already begun their journey toward owning their craft for themselves. And today the question came up, how do I start my acting career? Well, that's a big question, isn't it? And here's just a little secret, perhaps will make you a little bit nervous for all of you beginners out there, absolute beginners. Once you start thinking about acting seriously or considering the field of acting for your own career, you have really actually begun your acting career. So then the next question is, what are you going to do to own the responsibility of your acting career? And I suppose this is what the question really was. And so I will talk a little bit about what about at the very beginning. I suspect somebody who asks a question like, how do I start my acting career, might have similar background or similar circumstances in their lives as I did. I may be completely mistaken. I'm not sure. But I suspect that they may have circumstances like perhaps they don't live near a city center that has a lot of theater activity going on. Perhaps they do not have the wherewithal to pay for a program if one were available. And maybe they don't even have transportation to get to one if they could. These situations, circumstances were present in my early life when I first started thinking about acting. And when I look back on it, it was years later that I actually did anything about my acting career. But I had started to think about acting years before I did anything. And so actually I was starting to think of myself that way once in a while. So even in the infinitesimal, smallest, teeniest way, I was starting to work on what I thought I would be as an actor. So I want you to know that you've probably started if you're thinking about going into acting as a profession. So what are you going to do? Well, first of all, before I talk about all that, let me say that people come from all walks of life into acting. When the question, how do I start my acting career, will be answered a myriad of different ways from different people. Some will say I was a famous race car driver, and somebody came and offered me a commercial, and the next thing a guy offered me a part in a movie. Somebody will say I was a famous surfer. Somebody will say I was a great famous football player. Somebody will say I was singing in nightclubs. Another person, I was a famous chef. That people loved my food and they got to know me as a personality. Other people will say they were in a circus. You never know what leads to a career in acting. But once you start approaching a career in acting, then it's time to be responsible for creating your craft, the process through which you approach your performances, the different roles, the different scripts, whether it be movie or stage. It's important that you start to become aware of certain aspects of personality, certain aspects of your being as a human being that you need to become very aware of and strengthen and transform into the tools upon which you start to build your own acting process. There is no one-size-fits-all acting formula for everyone. The only really valid acting formula is the one that you will create for yourself through your hard work. So it's important that you do build your acting process, because that's the one that will bring out the unique qualities of you. And that's exactly what everybody is going to the theater to see. They want to see the unique you expressed through the parts you play. So, how do you do that? Well, I would say find people that are very experienced in the theater. Try to work with a teacher or a director, someone who has done a lot of different facets in theater and film on both sides of the stage, being an actor and a director, on both sides of the camera as an actor and a director, perhaps a writer who is good at creating characters. Those writers, a lot of writers that I have known have come to acting classes so they could actually get up on the stage and experience what creating a character was like. I grant you, not a lot of them became actors after that, but it helped them with their craft. It's all interrelated. So try to work with people who are knowledgeable on a lot of different facets of the theater. Also, I would strongly suggest that you take a look at rogersactingtips.com. Take a look at my new course, Acting Formula 101. This is a course in which I offer awareness of these aspects that's already in you. These are part of your life that I talk about, that you will start doing exercises to develop and strengthen your awareness to transform them into the very tools that you use to create your craft, which in turn will create the characters that you will perform. If you have a chance to go to rogersactingtips.com, be sure that you subscribe for free, and be sure that you send me an email and let me know that you were there, and ask any question that you like. I will either answer it here in my blogs, or I will answer you directly in email. And I look forward to that very much. So, remember that wherever you are, whatever circumstances you're in, you can begin to develop yourself as an actor on your own. And you will need to do this anyway. There is no joke about it. When they say do your homework, it applies greatly in acting, meaning that there is a lot of work that you will do on your own and then bring to rehearsal and try it out. Trial and error. Rehearsal, 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 rework, work it again, and work it again. This is the way we improve as actors. It's the way you will. And then get out there and start auditioning anywhere you can. The local community theater, read plays, decide which character in those plays you would play, and start looking at it very logically and realistically. Are you right for that character that you want to play? Would you be cast in that character? Start thinking in terms and learning about an awareness of where you fit. Pardon me. Where you fit in a cast. It's important that you know where you fit in a company of actors. Start becoming aware of all these things. Get up on stage every chance you get. Some people it's easy. Some people have no fear about getting up in front of people. Most people, including myself, had a lot of shyness or early stage fright, or any kind of fear of not performing well, or what if you didn't do a good job. You have to get over that. You have to get up there and try and learn from your mistakes, and also keep growing and becoming stronger. Believe me, it's not insurmountable. If I can do it, you can do it, I'm sure. So get out there and start getting experience. You can be picky about parts later on. Right now, get what parts you can, get up there and do them. Start experiencing yourself as a performer. Start taking responsibility and owning the fact that you want to be an actor. I hope this helps. Once again, I'm Roger Kern from rogersactingtips.com. I thank you for being here. I'm very grateful for your attendance. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you soon.